Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Seperti biasa, kita ni akan memulakan sesi pembelajaran kita ni dengan berselawat ke atas Rasulullah SAW selama 2 minit. Terlebih dahulu, kita ni membaca 3 niat penting ini. Yang pertama, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk memenuhi perintah Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Yang kedua, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk memenuhi hak Rasulullah SAW. Dan yang ketiga, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk mendapat syafaat Rasulullah SAW di akhirat kelak. Semoga dengan berselawat, Allah akan membukakan hati dan minda para pelajar untuk menerima ilmu dan memanfaatkan ilmu tersebut di masa akan datang. Disarankan kepada semua pelajar untuk membaca doa di dalam hati selama 2 minit berselawat. Doa untuk kedua orang tua, keluarga, diri sendiri dan apa saja doa yang ingin para pelajar sampaikan. Okay? 2 minutes from now.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد
Doa sebelum belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma aftah alaina hikmataka wanshur alaina min hazaini rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ya Allah, bukakanlah ke atas kami hikmat-hikmatmu dan limpahilah ke atas kami khazanah rahmatmu. Wahai yang maha pemurah lagi maha penyayang.
Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ya Rabbku, lapangkanlah untukku dadaku dan mudahkanlah untukku urusanku dan lepaskanlah kekakuan dari lidahku, supaya mereka mengerti perkataanku.
Amin.
Amin, 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 Ya Rabbal Alamin. Today we will discuss topic Symmetry and Transformation, topic 2.2.1, Lines of Symmetry and Reflection. So can you please get ready with your notes, page 99 until 103, in your worksheet, page 98 until 100. For this topic, you will learn about line of symmetry and also reflection, okay? And later on, you need to identify the difference between line of symmetry and the reflection, okay? Now, so what will be our learning objectives by today? Students should be able to recognize, visualize, and identify lines of symmetry. Second, draw the lines of symmetry. And lastly, they're able to reflect plane shapes in horizontal, vertical, and diagonal mirror line. It's depend on the mirror line, okay? And steps to success, how you're going to achieve the learning objectives. First, you know how to find out, you know how to see and identify the line of symmetry. Second, take ruler and draw the lines of symmetry. And lastly, you reflect and plot all the points of image, then join and label them. First, lines of symmetry. A line of symmetry is a line that cuts a shape exactly in half. Okay, I repeat myself. A line of symmetry is a line that cuts a shape exactly in half. For example, here I have folded a rectangle one way. Okay, I put the line of symmetry here and the result is like this. Okay, and as you can see here, the yellow face and the original rectangle here, they are not cut into half. Okay, therefore it does not work. Okay, we cannot say the line of symmetry to be here and that rectangle does not cut into half. But when I put the line of symmetry to be here, okay, when I put the line of symmetry to be here, and then I fold that rectangle, and it exactly cut into half. Okay, it exactly cut into half, so it does work. Alright, the folded part sits perfectly on top, all edges matching. Alright, and this is a line of symmetry. Alright, this one is the line of symmetry. I repeat myself. Line of symmetry is when we fold that paper or we cut that paper, whatever it is, we cut the shape, it will cut into half. Okay? Lines of symmetry can be vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. Okay? So figure 1, the line of symmetry is to be in horizontal way. Diagram 2, like this, vertical way, and diagram 3 in terms of diagonal. Okay, and remember, line of symmetry is when we cut the shape, it exactly cut into half. Okay, it exactly fits the another parts of the shape like this. Okay. Okay, in this line, I will show you how shapes and objects can have multiple line of symmetry. Okay, like this. Alright. In this slide, I will show you a video that proves the line of symmetry for each of these shapes. Okay. First, we start with equilateral triangle. Okay. When we fold the paper with that line of symmetry and it exactly cut the paper into halves. So here we already have one line of symmetry. And we try another line of symmetry, another side. And that line cuts the paper into half. So we already have two lines of symmetry. And then we try to draw another line of symmetry in different side, like this. and we have another cut of half. So we already have 3 line of symmetry. Alright, and we try this one. Okay, we try this one. We cut the paper like this, and here you will see the paper does not cut into half. So for equilateral triangle, we only have 3 line of symmetry. Next, it is a square. We try to fold the square like this, and we got 1 line of symmetry. Alright, and then we try to fold another line of symmetry for this square. Then we will get another line of symmetry. Alright, now let us try to draw or fold the paper into fold the paper diagonally like this. Means here you draw lines of symmetry like this. Yes, we have another line of symmetry. And lastly, let's try the another diagonal line for this square. And yes, we have another line of symmetry. Therefore, for square, we have 4 lines of symmetry. Moving on with hexagon, the third shape. And when we fold the paper, it will show you all of the line of symmetry drawn for this shape will exactly cut the paper into half. Okay, as you can see here, when we draw line of symmetry and we fold it, it will show you that the paper will cut into half like this. And here it will prove to you that hexagon have 6 lines of symmetry. Okay. For this isosceles triangle, I'm really sorry that I accidentally deleted the video, but you can try to draw the isosceles triangle or cut a paper and form isosceles triangle, and you will find out that for isosceles triangle it only have 1 line of symmetry. Okay, next a rectangle. We try to draw line of symmetry diagonally like this, and it exactly cut the rectangle into half. Okay, so we already have 1 line of symmetry. Then we try to draw line of symmetry vertically, and when we fold it exactly cut the paper into half. So we already have 2 line of symmetry. And now let us try to draw the line of symmetry diagonally. Okay, like this, and you will find out that the paper does not cut into half. Okay, it does not cut into half, so we does not consider it as line of symmetry. We try another side like this, and still it does not cut the paper into half. So here we cannot say it a line of symmetry. Therefore, for rectangle, we only have two lines of symmetry. The last one, parallelogram. And here, we try to fold the paper. We try to draw line of symmetry and fold the paper. And we'll see the result after this. And let us recap. Line of symmetry means a lines that cut the shape into halves. Okay? But as you can see from this video, no matter where we draw the line of symmetry, it does not cut the parallelogram exactly into half. Okay, this one we try to draw line of symmetry but horizontally, and still we cannot see the shape cuts into half. Right? So here we can say that parallelogram, there is no lines of symmetry for it. Alright? Okay. The line of symmetry is also called mirror line or axis of symmetry. Remember that one? Line of symmetry, also called mirror line or axis of symmetry. And here, please remember that a circle has infinite lines of symmetry. Moving on with example 1. 1a, an arrow is drawn below. Draw all the lines of symmetry on this shape. And here we only have one line of symmetry like this. Okay. Moving on with B. Since we already have the video of hexagon just now. So here we know that for hexagon we have regular. Okay. Regular hexagon, we have 6 lines of symmetry. Like this. Alright. Next, C. Draw the lines of symmetry and state the number of lines of symmetry. Here we only have one line of symmetry. For part D, draw the lines of symmetry and state the number of lines of symmetry. Here we have one line of symmetry. Okay, for part E, shade one more square to make a pattern with one line of symmetry, and one possible answer is when we shade here. Okay, when we shade here, and we will have one line of symmetry. You can try out to find out uh, another way to get one more shade to have one line of symmetry. Okay, for part F, a rectangle is drawn on a centimeter grid. Draw the lines of symmetry on the rectangle, and we will have two lines of symmetry here. Now we will move to reflection. Okay, properties of reflection. The image and the object have the same shape and same size. Here is the object and here is the image. And image means the shape that reflect the object. Object is the original shape and image is reflected shape, okay, of the object. The image and the object face the opposite direction. They will face each other like this. They will face each other like this, and the image must be the opposite of the object. The distance of the image from the axis of reflection. This is the line that reflect the object into its image. Okay, and that line we call it axis of reflection. And the distance here, okay, the distance here must be equal. Okay, the distance of the object and the image to the from the axis of reflection must be equal, and it must be perpendicular. Okay, perpendicular means L shape like this. All right, and Please do not confuse yourself between line of symmetry and reflection. Okay, if we talk about line of symmetry, we only focus with the shape and we try to draw line on that shape and we try to fold that shape and make sure that line will cut the shape into half. That is line of symmetry. But for reflection, the whole of this object we need to reflect to the axis of reflection. Please be clear between line of symmetry and the reflection. Alright? And this axis of reflection, sometimes we call it mirror line also. Alright? So, if you still confused, please revise again your line of symmetry before you start with your reflection. Okay? Okay, example 2. The diagram shows figure ABCD on a grid. Draw its reflection in the vertical mirror line MN. Label the image A1, B1, C1, and D1. Now, mirror line is another name of axis of reflection. So this line MN is your axis of reflection. So the second one, you need to decide where the image will be reflected. If the object here, object means the original shape, so the image will be on the opposite of the object. Okay, and when the points attached to this axis of reflection, it will remain on the axis of reflection like this, right? So we done with this. Now, you need to remember that the distance of the object with the image must be equal from this line of this axis of reflection. Okay, like this, and it must be perpendicular, and the point of A1 will be here. As you can see here, the distance of A to this axis of reflection is 2 square, and the image must be 2 square away from this axis of reflection. Okay, repeat the same thing for B and join the line. For B, we have 4 square. The distance of the object is 4 square from the axis of reflection. So the image also need to be 4 square away from the axis of reflection. After that, we label B1 and join, follow the object, and this will be your image. Okay, and labeling is very important. Make sure you label correctly A1, B1, C1, and D1. Okay. For example 3, repeat the same thing. Okay. We draw the perpendicular line between the object and image from the line of from the axis of reflection, and we'll have this. Alright. Don't forget for P it attached to the line of symmetry here, so it will remain here. So here will be the P1. Don't leave your points like this. Join all the points and follow the shape of the object. So this will be your image. Okay. Example 4. The diagram shows triangle ABC here. Write down the coordinates of B. So this will be the B. And start with X first, then Y. You will get 4 for your X and -2 for your Y. Therefore, the answer is 4 minus 2. B. Triangle ABC is reflected in the x-axis. Write down the coordinates of the image of point A only. Okay. So this will be the x-axis, and the points of A1, the image will be 1, 1. Next, example 5, determining the axis of reflection. In this example, you need to find out the axis of reflection. You need to draw the axis of reflection. Okay? Therefore, you need to recall the properties of reflection, and the axis of reflection must be equidistant from the object and the image. You can join the object and image like this and draw a line like this as your axis of reflection, and make sure the distance of the object and the image must be equal from the axis of reflection. Okay, and the next one, it must be perpendicular. Alright, so this will be your axis of reflection. The last example, example 6. The diagram shows quadrilateral P and its image quadrilateral Q under a reflection. Draw accurately the axis of reflection showing the construction line. Okay, so the axis of reflection must be equidistant from the object and the image. You can join the object and image like this and draw the axis of reflection in between, and it must be perpendicular. Okay, perpendicular mean L shape like this. Therefore, this will be your axis of reflection. That's all for the topic of line of symmetry and reflection. Please revise again if you still confused between these two terms. These two terms are very important in exam. Okay, and complete your worksheet. Thank you so much for today. We will end our session by reciting doa. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Doa selepas belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inni astaudi'uka ma 'allamtani fardudhu ilayya inda hajati ilaihi wala tansani ya rabbal alamin. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya aku menitipkan padamu ilmu-ilmu yang telah engkau ajarkan kepadaku, dan kembalikanlah kepadaku sewaktu aku memerlukannya kembali. Dan janganlah engkau lupakan aku kepada ilmu itu, wahai Tuhan yang memiliki semesta alam. Amin.